In today's news, a young person sworn in to the Virgin Islands Youth Parliament.
Back-to-school essay winners announce and tag. CarQuest pours support behind the BVI Cancer Society, as well as HLSCC kicks off their Mourant College Classics 25th Anniversary Special Edition. All this and more when 284 News returns.
How does financial services benefit the BVI? It's been around for more than 3 decades before the World Wide Web and is now part of the everyday life of our islands. More than 2,200 people are directly employed in financial services, and another 3,000 jobs are supported indirectly. Jobs are corporate service providers, lawyers, insolvency, accounting, banking, insurance, regulators. That's almost 27% of the national workforce. Of those, more than 65% are BVI landers and belongers. What about restaurants, supermarkets, or shops? Well, 100% of people eat. So, they buy food. They buy swimsuits and shampoo and cars and power tools and plantains and fish and roti and pates. Financial services employees buy painkillers and lots of beer. Then there's electricity and dental floss and toilet paper and pretty much everything else. And everyone needs a roof over their heads and a place to do business, so we all rent or buy from a local landlord. Housing and office space alone means millions of dollars into the pockets of BVI families. At the end of the day, everyone benefits, including charities who receive thousands of dollars every year. And more than 60% of all government revenues come from fees paid by financial services. This money is spent on schools, roads, ports, scholarships, the environment, health, sports, children, youths, and the elderly. Financial services contributes more than $290 million to the BVI economy. That's more than 30% of all economic activity is driven by financial services. This creates thousands of jobs all across the islands, meaning more people have a way to earn a living. What does financial services do for the BVI? Let's just say, it keeps our lights on. Financial services is everybody's business. So, come on, mind your business, and let's not keep this to ourselves.
Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, October 21st, 2020. We are coming to you live and direct out of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. I'm Ron Grant.
And I am Kyla Kenesha Forbes. Now, Ron, let's stop the presses. Before we get into today's newscast, we do want to wish our very own Javon Wilson a happy birthday, darling. She's definitely a special person to us here on 284, and I'm sure she have grown within our viewers' hearts as well.
Absolutely, and I'm sure she's enjoying her day, so we wish you many more years of success and health as well as happiness. Most
definitely, and we must not forget, tomorrow we are encouraging persons to paint the town yellow, or better yet, paint the town Spina beautiful. A few weeks ago, I had an interview with Miss Zubaida O'Neill, and she spoke about her experience with Spina bifida and baby Zaya. And for the whole month of October, we've been speaking about and bringing awareness to Spina bifida, and we have seen an outpouring of support from the community, so we definitely thank you for that. So tomorrow you can come out in yellow if you ordered your Spina bifida shirts. Also wear them tomorrow just to show support for baby Zaya and the other persons within our territory and around the world who is basically dealing with this.
And if you don't have a shirt, feel free to just wear shades of yellow.
Most definitely. But Ron, we should definitely jump right into it. Now, yesterday we mentioned that the VI Youth Parliament has kicked off, and 23 young Virgin Islanders took oath of affirmations as they were sworn in as members of the Virgin Islands Youth Parliament. Now, the members range from ages 18 to 35. Now, these young persons are no strangers to the people of the Virgin Islands. They are very active members right here in our community as they participate in a range of organizations organizations that contribute to the development of our community on a regular basis. And the Youth Parliament will mirror the House of Assembly with 15 members holding assigned portfolios, just like our House of Assembly, and other assigned administrative and research functions that are critical to the work of the Youth Parliament. Now, viewers, I will introduce our members of the 2020 Youth Parliament. We have Mr. Kevin S. Foy as the Premier and Minister of Finance and member of the 8th District. Of course, Ron, we know Mr. Foy, he is the General Manager over at Caribbean Cellars, no stranger to the community, but also we have Miss Angelique B. Ledsam as the Speaker of the House. Then we have Miss Bria A. Smith as Deputy Premier and Minister of Health and Social Development and an at-large representative. So we see where Miss Bria is taking after her father, Honorable Sheep Neville Smith.
She's also a reigning Miss BVI.
And a reigning Miss BVI, so definitely no stranger at all. Then we have Mr. Stephan D. McTavius, Minister for Transportation, Works and Utilities and member of the 6th Electoral District. Then we have Miss Annika M. Christopher, Minister of Natural Resources and Labor and Immigration and member for the 9th District. Then we have Mr. Dylan J. Penn, Minister of Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries and Agriculture and member for the 7th District. We hope Mr. Penn knows that he has a hefty portfolio under his belt and is definitely nothing to play with. Then we have Miss Sarai O. Smith as the Attorney General. Miss Mia M. Leonard, Junior Minister of Trade and Economic Development and an at-large representative. Mr. Johanse T. Smith, Junior Minister for Tourism and an at-large representative. Miss Carell L. Wilson, Deputy Speaker and member for the 6th District, that is. Mr. Kevon S. Ledsam, Leader of the Opposition and at-large representative. Miss Danielle D. Hodge, member of the opposition and member for the 5th District. Miss Akia R. C. Herbert, member of the opposition and member for the 2nd District. Mr. Rashawn A. Johnson, member for the opposition and member for the 3rd District. Mr. Shama M. Titley, member of the opposition and member for the 4th District. Miss Alisma E. Whitley, that is the clerk. Miss Joyanne N. Thomas, Deputy Clerk. Mr. Chesley L. Studdard, Sergeant of Arms. Mr. Delani Fraser, Public Relations Officer / Technician. Miss Yadali Santos Thomas is the research person, as well as Mr. Kyle Ricketts, Miss Rohani Hippolyte and Mr. Brent Andrews. So those 4 persons are research persons, which is very important when it comes to the House of Assembly and bringing forth those policies. So we see where our young people is getting a bit of practice as it pertains to our House of Assembly and training them up maybe to take on those roles in the future. You just never know. So our Speaker of the House, our actual Speaker now, Honorable Julian Willock, he explained that the Virgin Islands Youth Parliament will run for the remaining life of the 4th House of Assembly. When the House of Assembly is dissolved, this Parliament will come to an end. Then the 5th House of Assembly will also continue with new members. Now, Ron, as we know, before the launch of the Youth Parliament, they had a range of training workshops in areas of public speaking, the Constitution, proper dress code, the way the House of Assembly works, and many other areas. Now, our Premier, of course, Honorable Andrew A. Foy, who was present at the launch, and many others were also present, Ron. But our Premier, he encouraged our young leaders to be confident and fearless in attacking issues that affect the BVI. He said, and I quote, "It is no secret that one of my passions as Premier is that Virgin Islanders must have the highest level of control in charting the course of our country. We must develop and lead the vision for our country." He continued by saying, "How this territory will look in the future will be determined by the hands that are molding it through its institutions and offices, and those hands must be Virgin Islanders. Otherwise, the outcome will be something that has no semblance of the essence, heritage, or identity of the Virgin Islander. This is what our premier explained. Now, the Youth Parliament is expected to have one sitting per year to discuss a topic chosen by the management committee that handles its affairs. Now, Ron, I'm definitely excited to see the Youth Parliament kicking off, and so much ambitious young persons lending their qualification and their skills to the Youth Parliament. This is definitely something we'll be looking forward to. The debates, I'm sure they will be very interesting, but definitely good stuff.
And of course, we wish him continued success on this new venture. Continuing on the local scene, the 25th edition of the H. Lavie Stout Community College Classics Race Series kicked off on Saturday, October 10th. At the college's Paraquita Bay campus. Now 26 of the invited participants, representing some of the longest participating individuals, families, community groups, and individuals from various age categories under 13 to over 70, took part in the event. The kickoff event marked the start of the 5 races that would comprise the 25th anniversary special edition series. A total of 3 races were anticipated at the Paraquita Bay campus, 2 races at the college's Virgin Gorda campus as well, and as this year also marks the 30th anniversary of the H. Lavie Stout Community College's race, one on Tortola and a race on Virgin Gorda specifically commemorated this significant milestone. Now, race director Mrs. Stephanie Ross Penn expressed a feeling of much gratitude regarding the longevity and success of the event and the continued community excitement and commitment toward the college's race series. She explained that the participants at the event symbolized the successful and rich history of the series, as over the years it has continued to be a conditioning and competitive option for many of the territory's elite and emerging runners, a place for friendly team rivals through walking or running, and an annual family and community expectation. Now, the college continues to partner with the law firm Mourant, who was very pleased that the special edition series would be a reality and that they could play a part in this success. Now, for more information about the special edition series, the public is of course encouraged to contact the race director, Mrs. Stephanie Ross Penn, via telephone number 284-496-7155. Now, races continue to be a green event. As such, participants are encouraged to bring their own water bottles. Most races will be by invitation only, as the aim is to ensure the safety of participants during the series. Of course, social distancing and safety measures are to be adhered to at all times. Kyla, this series has been a huge success for quite a long time, and it's so refreshing to see the elite group, persons of all ages, under 13 as well as 70, who really love the idea of running or fast walking or just walking, be able to enjoy this series for such a long time. I'd like to take this opportunity to really commend the H. Lavie Stout Community College for this remarkable series and its success.
Most definitely.
All right, viewers, still ahead, back to school essay winners announced, and we have so much more local news for you. All this and more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
How does financial services benefit the BVI? It's been around for more than 3 decades before the World Wide Web and is now part of the everyday life of our islands. More than 2,200 people are directly employed in financial services, and another 3,000 jobs are supported indirectly. Jobs are corporate service providers, lawyers, insolvency, accounting, banking, insurance, regulators. That's almost 27% of the national workforce. Of those, more than 65% are BVI landers and belongers. What about restaurants, supermarkets, or shops? Well, 100% of people eat. So, they buy food. They buy swimsuits and shampoo and cars and power tools and plantains and fish and roti and pates. Financial services employees buy painkillers and lots of beer. Then there's electricity and dental floss and toilet paper and pretty much everything else. And everyone needs a roof over their heads and a place to do business, so we all rent or buy from a local landlord. Housing and office space alone means millions of dollars into the pockets of BVI families. At the end of the day, everyone benefits, including charities who receive thousands of dollars every year. And more than 60% of all government revenues come from fees paid by financial services. This money is spent on schools, roads, ports, scholarships, the environment, health, sports, children, youths, and the elderly. Financial services contributes more than $290 million to the BVI economy. That's more than 30% of all economic activity is driven by financial services. This creates thousands of jobs all across the islands, meaning more people have a way to earn a living. What does financial services do for the BVI? Let's just say it keeps our lights on. Financial services is everybody's business, so come on, mind your business and let's not keep this to ourselves.
Viewers, welcome back. Continuing on the local scene here in the British Virgin Islands, in a Government Information Services release, Junior Minister for Tourism and Territorial Member, the Honorable Cherie De Castro, announced the winners of the 2020 Territorial Back-to-School Essay Competition that was held on Monday, October 19, 2020. Now, students from across the territory were challenged to write on one of the following topics for the Back-to-School Essay Competition. Primary category, my COVID-19 experience and my role in keeping the BVI COVID-free, the impact of the pandemic on my family. Secondary students, my BVI, tourism in a global pandemic, and the tertiary topics were the BVI post-pandemic. Now, over 60 entries in this inaugural essay competition were received from across the territory of the Virgin Islands. The competition was open to all students in the British Virgin Islands and was an opportunity for the youth to articulate their experience of the COVID-19 pandemic based on their chosen topic. Participants were expected to structure their essays around one of the given topics, which were designed to engender insightful youth perspective on how the pandemic has impacted our economy, families, and our tourism sector. Now, additionally, students were prompted to express their involvement in keeping the BVI COVID-free. The Honorable De Castro said, and I quote in a statement, "It was incredibly inspiring to read all the essays submitted for the contest. Students showed their creativity and articulated their views using varied writing styles and vividly captured their experience and ideas. It was humbling and insightful to envision the impact of the pandemic from their perspective." Now, the top essay in the primary grades 1 to 3 category was written by Danya Letsam, a third grader at the Cedar International School. She will receive an iPad mini. The top essays in the primary grades 4 to 6 category were written by Aaliyah Freeman, a sixth grader from the Ebenezer Thomas Primary School, and Tikia Foy, a fifth grader at the Joyce Samuel Primary School. Now, they will each receive a iPad 7th generation. The top essays in the secondary grades 7 to 9 category was written by Ajanique Shetlan, a ninth grader at the Elmore Stout High School. She will receive a Lenovo Idea Pad. Now, the top essay in the secondary grades 10 to 12 category was written by Ryan Bromlaw, an 11th grader from the Brigado Flax Educational Center Secondary Division. He will receive a Lenovo ThinkPad. Now, the top essays in the territories category was written by Olivia Freeman from the H. Lavely Stout Community College. She will receive a MacBook Air. Honorable De Castro concluded by saying, and I quote, "While COVID-19 forced us to modify our educational initiatives, we were eager to connect with our students in a different way, namely through this essay competition. It was a resounding success, and I look forward to the competition next year." Now, the 2020 Territorial Back-to-School Essay Competition was developed to really serve as an avenue to give children the opportunity to express their views on the current challenges on the situation faced in the territory as a result of COVID-19. And Kyla, I'm so happy to see them not only having an opportunity to speak and share their views, but the overall competition seemed to have been a huge success, and we congratulate the Honorable Minister.
We congratulate all the winners
Yes.
and all the students that took on this challenge to write that essay. But Ron, I would say a fun fact, some persons may know that Honorable De Castro was an educator before
Yes.
Winning office, and we see this within this competition, trying to keep our students sharp. But what I love most about this is simply that our students are getting to basically lend their voice to what is really happening.
I agree.
I think we're all speaking, but sometimes we can miss the message from the little people, and I love that from all ages.
That's a good point.
You can see what is really happening in their heads. So I definitely love this initiative. But viewers, we have so much for you. Tag TAG and their CarQuest pours support behind BVI Cancer Society. We have so much for you after this quick commercial break.
The win! Oh!
What the hell?
I'm freaking out!
Is time.
284 News.
Coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands.
What's poppin', what's really good, what's happening, what's up?
Davis has won it for the Lakers!
Viewers, welcome back. You're watching 284 News. Now continuing on again on the local scene, Tortolo Auto Group, also known as TAG, celebrating its 5-year anniversary, is providing support to the BVI Cancer Society during the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, celebrated, of course, in October. During the final week of the observations, Monday 26th to Sunday 31st October, for every purchase of $100 above made at TAG's CarQuest Auto Parts store, a donation will be provided to the BVI Cancer Society. Ms. Patricia Rumney, a director at TAG, explained that the initiative is in keeping with the company's overall objectives of participation in community events and non-profit groups that provide assistance in the community to residents. She said, and I quote, "Here we are 5 years after TAG started, offering a full-fledged modern auto solution, and we have held true to our commitment of being a community partner," Ms. Rumney said. She continued by saying, "Cancer is a disease that has touched almost everyone in the BVI, whether directly or indirectly. This cause is very dear and close to our hearts, as my own family has lost loved ones to this disease. We understand the emotional and financial impact the disease has on patients and caregivers. Hence, applaud the work that the BVI Cancer Society has undertaken to provide support and care to patients and relatives fighting cancer. We are all in this fight together." Now, on a previous occasion, TAG gave assistance to the BVI Cancer Society, notably providing a donation from all car sales made during the month of October. President of the BVI Cancer Society, Ms. Gloria Foy, expressed her profound gratitude to TAG and the CarQuest Auto Parts for their commitment over the years to support the work of the Cancer Society. She said, and I quote, "Cancer is an unwanted intruder that disrupts our lives. It is a disease that is taking too many of our family and friends. It is a disease, that the BVI Cancer Society cannot fight alone. It is also a disease that will take the involvement and support of the entire community. In essence, it will take everyone to get involved and fight until there is no more cancer." Now, the president said it is gratifying for the experience having TAG partnering with the BVI Cancer Society once again, because they have recognized the importance of the work the society is doing in the community. Ms. Foy said TAG has been proactive by getting involved annually with fundraising activities. With their valued financial donation, we will continue to give convincing and straightforward information during lectures to encourage persons to take action and to perform self-exams and to go to the doctor with concern, which will ultimately save lives of loved ones. Now, in addition, we will be able to assist persons with lab tests, chemotherapy and radiotherapy, hotel accommodations, and more. To the management and team of TAG, we applaud you for your generous donation, and the BVI Cancer Society would also be setting up at the CarQuest Slaney Point to distribute literature on cancer and to raise additional funds through the sale of memorabilia. Kyla, we see where once again October is a jam-packed month, but the Cancer Society has been doing a lot of work as it pertains to really bringing awareness to the cause of cancer. But again, we see where corporate partnership, TAG has jumped on board to support. And one of the things that I like about, particularly when it comes to donations being received, is that the donations based on the information received from the Cancer Society will go directly towards assisting persons in need who are affected by cancer, whether it's through hotel accommodations, radiotherapy, chemotherapy,
Right.
and I think essentially that's where a lot of the need comes from. The cost for this, the persons battling with this disease is quite high. So kudos to TAG, and we wish the Cancer Society continued success.
Yeah, the Cancer Society have been around for quite some time, just fighting the fight with those persons who are battling cancer, and we love to see that corporate responsibility. We always speak about it, and we always highlight those organizations that understands the bigger need. It's not about dollar and cents sometimes, but just blessing someone's life and heart. So we definitely want to just thank them for that. But our last story for the day now, Ron, big story regionally, as you know, an oil tanker is off the course of Trinidad and Tobago, and here we see where Trinidad and Tobago is not the only country looking on this potential environmental danger that it may pose by this oil storage vessel called the FSO Nambarima in the Gulf of Paria. Now, Guyana's Civil Defense Commission, which is the CDC, is also tracking the situation. The CDC yesterday made several analysis and modelings of the potential threat of an oil spill from the FOS Namarina, which is bearing a Venezuelan flag, which is reported to be listing with 173,000 tons of oil cargo off the coast of Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago in the Gulf of Paria. Now, Ron, 1,073,000 tons of oil out there in the sea, and they're trying to see what they can do about the situation. But here we see where the CDC is trying to make some analysis about what this may look like and how big can the threat be to with this situation. Now, according to the CDC, the prognosis does not allow any direct impact on Guyana's shores or marine ecosystem for any release happenings. Now, however, it is indirectly, it may affect fisher folks who are licensed to operate in surrounding waters off the coast of Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. The commission noted while there are no reports of any spills or discharge, there are concerns that if its contents do become discharged into the Gulf of Paria, it can become a major disaster that affects Caribbean countries. It stated current response actions being taken are the stabilization of the vessel by Venezuelan authorities and granting of permission by Venezuela for Trinidad to conduct inspections while this vessel are being procured to transfer the Namarina's cargo. Now, the CDC said it will continue to liaise with its local, regional, and international counterparts to ensure the situation is adequately monitored and that no threats are posed to Guyana. Fishing and seagoing vessels have been urged to continue being on the lookout for any signs of oil spill. Now, Ron, this is definitely a big deal,
Absolutely.
Especially for the countries around where this vessel
and the entire Caribbean region
is located. But we're definitely hoping for the best with this, that they would be able to stabilize this vessel, because it could be big ramifications for not just those countries, but some of the Caribbean also.
Most definitely, I agree. I think one of the things that we have to look at when it comes to this particular story is what are we necessarily doing as a region to really educate on situations like oil spills, and not only just on a country level, but on a regional level.
Yeah.
Places like Guyana and through that area do a lot of that work, and so I think it's important for the region to really understand the ramifications of issues that would come up like this, and really put measures in place to try to protect, and also at the end of the day join together to support each other, because this is something that would affect all of us.
I do agree. Now, viewers, of course, that is it for today's news roundup. I do want to thank you for joining us today. Of course, you can check out our written articles at 284media.com, and you can catch us on Facebook as well as Twitter. I am Kyla Kenisha Forbes.
And I'm Ron Grant. It's always a pleasure. We will see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We're 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news, right here on 284 Media in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.